You know what time it is. It's time for Hot Topics Talk Radio TV. Hosted by Toni Breedlove and Yvonne Baker.
Don't you know who this is? She was thinking of something more special.
I'm downright flashy, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Billie Holiday.
Reporters keep asking me, Billy, why you do the things you do? This is what I tell them.
I love me.
We love you.
When I take
NAACP says Billie Holiday is the voice of our people.
I think we should integrate the audience for this show. Let's change it up a little bit. You know, blacks and whites sitting together.
You knew what you were getting yourself into when you decided to come on the road.
Get out my goddamn clothes.
I'm gonna take everything except your bra and your man.
Which one of my songs is your favorite song?
Strange Fruit.
Yeah, it's a song about important things, you know. Things that are going on in the country.
This holiday woman's causing a lot of people to think the wrong things.
It's a starting gun for this so-called civil rights movement.
Those lyrics provoke people.
Y'all got a plan?
She's a drug addict.
Exactly. I cut Strange Fruit.
I want to sing the damn song.
It's for your own good, okay?
I sing it the fuck I want.
Southern trees,
Get her off that stage.
they're strange fruit.
They won't let me sing nowhere. No clubs, no money, no nothing. You gotta understand, baby, right now I'm in a situation.
You said we could beat this, Billy.
I need something now.
Blood on the leaves
You're like a hammer. Come right back and it hit harder than before.
and blood.
She's singing it for all of us. Ain't no other Negro star bold enough to do it.
Black bodies swinging
I'm being followed. I'm not gonna cower to no fizz.
in the southern breeze.
She's made something of herself and you can't take it because she's strong, beautiful, and black.
Strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.
You think I would stop singing that song? Your grandkids will be singing Strange Fruit.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You know, well, first of all, welcome to Hot Topics Talk Radio TV. First, let me say I'm a little tired, but I'm going to get through it with the help of
two of us.
Yeah. So, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. First, let me ask, how you doing, Miss Yvonne?
I'm packing, trying to get my clothes ready because I'm leaving tomorrow. And yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm here.
a lot. I know.
I may not be bright-eyed, and my bushy tail might be a little fuzzy.
Not
But-
bushy. Just tail.
Just tail.
I hear you, girl. It's been a tough week, and it's thank God, you know, we're at that hump. But we will get through it. So I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
want to say welcome to everybody who is joining us. So far, we've got Miss Jacqueline.
Hey,
Hey,
Jacqueline. She
got Miss
always the
Kim,
first one in. Hey,
right?
Kim.
She would win the gift at the baby shower for first
I know.
arrival.
Hey, Charlene.
What's up, Hooter? And there's my sister, Stephanie. So, Stephanie, can you tell? I'm losing. What's going on, cousin Denise? All right. So, we wanted to talk about the movie, The United States versus Billie Holiday. Hey, Brian, how you doing? We wanted to talk about this movie because it's a really important movie, but even more important, the statement it makes, not just for then, but for now. Because right now, we are in this political firestorm, and it all has to do with race. For those who have not, hey, Alan. So for those who have not seen this latest film by Lee Daniels, directed by Lee Daniels and starring Andra Day, you must see this movie. But before I even get started, there's lyrics in this song "Strange Fruit," which this movie is actually based upon, that I think that is important to know. And it is the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolias, sweet and fresh, then the sudden smell of burning flesh. That piece of her lyrics, I think, was the thing that it puts the cap on it, as to what it is to witness or to see the aftermath of a lynching. And that's what this comes from. But I think that, for most people who do not get into politics or do not get into, where politics were back then and how they've transformed and transcended into today, I think it's important that they do get into it, because it tells a story. Everything that has gone on in the past tells a story of where we are right now. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
So,
because I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that in 2020 they tried to pass that law that through the Senate that blacks couldn't be hung.
Oh, and yeah, the anti-lynching law.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute. You mean these white folks can hang me and you can't get away with it?
Right.
But then there's more killing other than hanging that they are getting, the white people, police, whoever, they're getting ready, they're getting away with it.
Right.
So, you look at what was going on back then, back in the 30s, and it's just progressed all the way up to now. We're still battling the same racial issues.
Right. You hear people refer to today as, when we talk about the deaths at the hand of police officers, at the hands of just everyday citizens who will provoke and harass and even end up murdering Black Americans. They call it a modern day lynching, a modern day Jim Crow era. And I believe that that's exactly what it is. I mean, it sounds cliche, but I believe that's exactly what it is. But when we talk about this movie and the lengths that these people had gone to, and I say these people, not to be racial or in any way, these people meaning the FBI, the lengths that they had taken to silence her in singing "Strange Fruit" is what is going on today. because if we look at the movie and it tells us that, and I mean, it said it in the promo, in the trailer, you know, she's singing this song and it's just causing problems, as if to say, okay, we got to silence her because we don't want Black people to uprise. We don't want Black people to realize their rights. We don't want Black people to protest, hence Black Lives Matter. So the song was its protest in its own.
Right.
Now, did she march, you know, in that era, or become politically involved in a lot of ways when we talk about being in the public eye, as a protester in so many ways? No, she didn't do a lot of that. But in her own right, in introducing this song, that was her protest. And she was not going to be silenced. And to know that, and I don't want to tell the movie, but to know that the lengths that were taken by the FBI had followed her all the way to her deathbed. That was incredible to me.
That was, because I had to go back and watch it, because I don't know, I must have blinked, but I didn't see where they had, well, y'all should have watched it. Shoot.
Talk around it, girl.
I didn't see what they had done at the end there. And so I was shocked that they would go to such lengths to that you know, that was just, it was awful.
Yeah. Charlene, I put the comment up a moment ago. She said, but the movie was excellent. The lynching of our people, they didn't want her to sing it because it's true still today, hence Black Lives Matter. You're right. You're right. What I thought was striking about this, because the song wasn't written by her, and I can't remember the name of the person that wrote the song. She just performed it. What I thought was striking in this movie is that even though there was a measure to try and silence her from singing the song, you had, only that I saw in the movie, and I can only say what I saw in the movie, you had white people who were sitting in the audience who wanted to hear the song, because it led to truth as to what was going on in the South and even around the country. But of course, you know, those things were only concentrated in the South. But I just found it interesting, and I thought it striking that the FBI at that time was so afraid that by singing that song, it would cause tension, because they didn't want us to know that lynching was wrong. And then you mentioned, Yvonne, that there are laws, or was not a law on the books against lynching.
Yes. And to this day.
Yeah, and that as of today. And do you still know that that law is just sitting unsigned? It
is, because the senators, they thumbs down on it. You know.
Yeah. Because I think it was reintroduced. What was that, last year in April? I think it was about April. Yeah. And if you want to think back, that is when we were starting to see these upticks of people hanging, Blacks hanging, and they being ruled a suicide. So that's when that law was introduced again to the books, but still it sits unsigned. So that means that, yes, we can still be lynched, as it had been happening last year, with more aggression, more often.
And we are being lynched, just a modern day lynching.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got, look at George Floyd.
Yeah.
Look at look at all the people that have been killed by whites,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing has happened to them.
No. Let's look at the case of Ahmaud Arbery, killed by 2 white people.
Yeah.
3, or the third was a witness. That is still
supposedly a witness.
Yeah, it's still being, to me, when something is not addressed or something is not done, I say that they are looking at it as being justified. And in the latest of that particular case, when I say they, the lawmakers keep bringing up the fact that these people who killed Ahmaud Arbery were citizens, and they were doing their citizens' duty.
Yeah, right.
Modern day lynching.
Modern day lynching.
Modern day lynching. Strange fruit. Strange fruit. I'm going to go back to some comments in a minute, but let me go back to Devon's comment. And he commented that Billie Holiday's protests were the same, in the same way as Nina Simone. And you're right, because Nina Simone wrote a lot of Black anthem type material in her day. And that was their way of protesting,
Mm-hmm.
So you're absolutely right. And I love Nina Simone's music. Yes. Let's see. Denise had said earlier that she saw the film and she was shocked as well. They still go to heavy lengths to go against our people. You're right. You're right, Charlie. Kim says them trying to silence her so much only brought more attention to the song. But you know what, Kim? It did. It brought more attention to the song when we talk about Blacks, people of color. But then there are still a lot of white folks that would not have any idea that that song exists, because Billie Holiday lived and performed in an era that I'm not going to say not many white people followed her music, but they weren't people that were outside of the South. So she was more popular on the Chitlin circuit, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, the reason why she only performed more so in the South at one time was because in Chicago, the FBI made sure that they could silence her in a lot of other ways, not just for singing the song, but by controlling where she could perform. And back then you needed a cabaret license in order to perform. So what they did is they got together and they said, look, we just won't renew your cabaret license. And that's what she was fighting so hard to get. But they said, we'll give you the license if you don't sing that song. That's heavy.
That's was.
That
and
is,
that's like you said, that's how she made her money. Able to make her money by singing. And if she couldn't sing, what was she going to do?
Exactly. But, an interesting fact about Miss Holiday is that, and I don't know if you guys have read this, but when you said making her money, the unfortunate part is that she left this earth and left it with a great legacy of music. However, she only had $750 to her name.
Yeah.
When she closed her eyes for the final time. And a lot of that, I think, had not only just to do, had to do a lot with probably her drug use. Her spending habits were really, really bad. But because she did not have the freedom of performing in a lot of the places that she wanted to. Let's see. Denise says Kamala and Corey have been fighting to get the law passed. You're right. They have. But until white Republicans will go along with this anti-lynching law, we are still fair game. We're still fair game. Last 4 years and January 6th, enough said. You're right. So
100.
emboldened. Yeah. Because you remember, Yvonne, that they were saying, and I didn't know if I kept thinking when the news was breaking about the Capitol, they said that, the rioters were chanting, hang Mike Flynn, hang Mike Pence.
Yeah.
Hang Mike Pence, right?
Yeah.
And somebody said, yeah, they had nooses out there. And
they did. They had.
I didn't know it until I saw it on the news.
Okay, so they had that one whatever it's called, hanging thing up there on the 6th. They had multiple nooses hung up, but that wasn't nooses. That was the reporter stands that they were looking at. But yeah, that on the 6th they showed this man up there tying the knot in the noose for Mike Pence.
And okay, so coupled with the fact that we don't have an anti-lynching law on the books, and couple that with the fact that these far right whites, they have been emboldened and encouraged to commit violence. And the unfortunate part of it is that those far right protesters and followers basically have that South Confederate flag, neo-Nazi idealism. And you know what that means, right? That they're going after people of color.
Of course.
And that's the problem I think that we have.
That wasn't their mission, though, on the 6th. Their mission was to get into the office that would transition Biden over to president. Their mission on the 6th was to do harm to Pelosi and to hang Mike Pence and anybody else they got in their way. It was just their unfortunate circumstances, which that officer that was killed, unfortunately, he was one of the ones that wrong place, wrong time.
Of course, I think so I understand that was their mission for the day, but their mission for life is hatred, and it happens to be targeted to people of color. That is what they stand for.
It was. But you know what? I can't understand, though, if a black guy that said that he was called the N-word at least a dozen times, he was, I guess he was a cop, one of the Capitol Metro policemen, and he was saying that he was. What I can't understand is they had so many other. Actually, there was a lot of black people out there.
It was quite a few
rioting with them. I just can't. Or people of color that was out there rioting with them, and that's what I can't understand. You're out there where all of these, and they're causing havoc at the Capitol, and you're going to be out there doing it too, beating up people. Now, I didn't see any beating up anybody, but they were there.
Okay, so yeah, they were there, but so as I was watching it, and I saw some blacks out there as well. What goes on in my mind, it might be a little scary for people sometimes because I got some shit going on in there a lot. But what went through my head, the first thought that came to mind was that how can you stand with these folks who in everyday life would have hung your ass from a tree?
Yes.
This is the first thing that I was thinking about. Not
Yes.
that they were there for the purpose of, disrupting the transition of power. Okay? That wasn't it. My thought process immediately went to, Negro, don't you see these Confederate flags out here? What the hell do you think that means? That's what I thought.
Oh, I had the same thought. I had the same thought, but they were there. But I mean, their thing then, it just, from my way of thinking, is when they were out there, that they were there to get the presidency back to asshole, and but things just, it's like everything just started getting out of hand, and from it started out as their mission was to do those three things, but you have some, just like in any other kind of, riot, crowd, whatever, things get out of hand, emotions come out, and this is the time that these people decided they wanted to vent and show their real colors. But I mean, it's so, yeah, it's and I'm a little afraid too, because tomorrow I'm flying out, and I've got this, they've got this thing that's saying that they're going to have another demonstration tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
I think the FBI picked up on some chatter, and their intelligence was showing that tomorrow or even Friday could be another disruption, which, we don't know if that's going to happen because some of that chatter came from QAnon, and they basically are moved on conspiracy theories and not necessarily fact. They make these predictions as if, they know that these things are going to happen. And when they don't, they just say, oh, well, it'll happen in 2 months,
Right.
but they don't know if they can take it as legitimate. But they are preparing for it. And with you flying, you just have to be vigilant and aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, y'all pray for me tomorrow.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Well,
yeah, but it. Go ahead.
No, getting back to Billie, there was some things in there about her, because I don't know if you guys ever saw Lady Sings the Blues.
Yeah.
With Ann Ross.
Yes.
And some of that, and it's been a long time since I've seen that movie, so I'm and I couldn't find it on well, I didn't look that hard either, but I couldn't find it. But the thing is that the way she was raised had a lot to play with her drug addictions.
Well, I think it played most of the reasons why she became the person that she was. Because we have to remember that Billie Holiday, Eleanor, yeah, she was raised partially in a whorehouse. Her mother was a prostitute, and even in the movie Lady Sings the Blues, they touch on that. but they kind of try and clean it up when they put the mom working in someone's kitchen, you know, at these white folks' house later on. But her mother did put her out. I mean, it's written in her biographies. Put her out of the house because she was not paying her way, meaning that she was not prostituting. And she was all of the age of 13, or actually 12. Right. And her first husband, I think she married the first husband, she was 13. She stayed with this man, I think, for 2 or 3 years, and met someone else at the age of 15, married again, and I think married again at 19 or 20. And by this time, that is when she started singing, and then she, you know, then she met Louis McCabe, I think it was, and she married Louis McCabe.
Yeah.
So she's had a tough life. Yeah, and Charlene says that, yeah, she was raped, you know, at the age of 10. You know, she's a little girl. You know, so a lot of things that happened to her, you couldn't even blame her for becoming hooked on heroin and cocaine. You could, I mean, she was doing them both at the same time. I could understand, because that was her only escape. That was her way of dealing with it. And remember, we didn't have psychologists back then, you know?
And not for us.
No. Let's see. Denise says, yes, I saw Lady Sings the Blues, so I was waiting for Piano Man to die in the new movie. I know, Richard Pryor's part. Yeah, because what I was trying to do in this movie is find the comparisons to Lady Sings the Blues, because, you know, that was the first one that was made of Billie Holiday.
It was.
So a lot of it, I was trying to figure out, okay, so that band person must be so-and-so, you know.
Yeah, that's what that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to connect the dots with who was who, because, you know, in Lady Sings the Blues, her is the one that turned her onto the heroin.
Right.
And I know that there was a part in the movie now, and there was a part in the movie where she and Lady Sings the Blues, where she was performing, and I don't know, she was so high that she just passed out on stage. So, you know, that's what I was looking for, you know, something that connected that movie with this one, but I never could find that. And then too, the FBI, that fine specimen of a man. That brother was.
He was fine. But we're not gonna go off topic.
Oh shit. Bring it back.
We're doing pretty good. We're up to 30 minutes and we have stayed on topic.
Well, I'm about to go off topic.
Oh God.
I saw Andra Day on the View, and I love her. I think she is so talented as far as her singing, because I didn't know she could act. And she made mention that, you know, she didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she didn't do drugs, she didn't cuss. Boy, let me tell you, when she got, I'm with you, Denise. I didn't stay mad at FBI man either, but she put on a show.
She did.
Between the smoking like a train, and I don't even know if she inhaled or not, but between smoking, she did. Drinking, she was
a pro at it.
And then when she got to the sex scenes, oh my God.
She was doing her thing.
She was.
She's a hell of an actress. Hell of an actress.
I don't know if that was her first movie, but she did a phenomenal job in that in this movie. She
Oh
really
yeah,
did, and I have to give her kudos.
absolutely. Charlene says that Lady Sings the Blues was loosely based and it wasn't real. No, it was loosely based, and I think I was having that conversation earlier during my promo when Devon and I were kind of going back on exchange. It Lady Sings the Blues had points in it, pieces and points. And those pieces and points were only based on the facts of what was known at that time. See, now that we've gotten to a point where we are so fitted with technology, we can find out anything at this point. And I believe it was on CNN. It was either CNN or MSNBC where Lee Daniels was giving an interview. Oh, he was giving an interview to what's her name on MSNBC. I'm losing it. But he was saying that there was so little known that you could find out about Billie Holiday years ago when Lady Sings the Blues was out. But now, because we have such great technology and now we can access anything, anyone, he was able to find out more. So you found more, I'm not going to say truth, you found more facts in this particular movie about Billie Holiday that you would in Lady Sings the Blues, because Piano Man actually was not a real person in Lady Sings the Blues. There was no such thing. So there were a lot of embellishments in that movie, and that was to be able to give you an hour and a half of entertainment. But now we can look at it and say, okay, well, Lee Daniels, he brought this information out. There was something else I didn't understand, or I didn't know about Billie Holiday. I didn't know that she was dipping into the lady pond. I never knew that.
Didn't either.
I never knew that. And then for her to have an affair with Tallulah, you know, she was the gossip columnist back then. You know, I was like, oh my God, Lady Day. Didn't know that she was dipping in the lady pond.
I was, when that came up in the movie, I'm like, oh my God. So, yeah.
So a lot of things that we found out, but just, you know, I think it's going to be even more interesting because I think that with this version of the life of Billie Holiday, you're going to find more and more interest and more things will probably come out. And who knows, maybe in the next 10, 15 years, there'll be another movie that's going to give us a little bit more of who she was. But we wouldn't have known a lot about her because a lot of things were not written. She really did not give interviews very often. And we saw what happened with the interview with that one gossip columnist, you know, and I can't remember the guy's name that played her left or right hand man. He is gay. Yeah. He actually got his start from Atlanta Housewives. He was on there.
Was he?
Yeah. And
I don't watch it.
And this child can sing. Okay.
You know, I heard him hit a note or two on there, and I was waiting for him to you know, bust out with something, but they cut it out.
Oh, that child can sing. He can sing. But I think a lot is going to come out because now you got a lot more people doing research and finding out more. Because even when Lady Sings the Blues came out, and I think I watched it probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I saw it come on, I think it was BET or one of them, something. And I sat down and I watched it because it's one of my favorite movies. But even then, I was trying to look up information about that movie and about the characters and Louis McCabe, you know, what was his function in all of this, because it just started to interest me. But you just couldn't find a whole lot of information. There was, you know, there was not what we have now. Just wasn't. Let's see. Charlene says most of the blues singers like May Rainey. Yep. Yep. You're right. You are right. Kim says, right, Charlene. I had no clue that was going on back in those days. Yep.
Yeah, it's been going on a long time.
Yeah, she said a lot of starlets were dipping in the lady pond. Tallulah, Greta Garbo? I didn't know Greta Garbo dipped in the lady pond. No way.
Girl,
so now
you
I'm looking that up. Y'all just give me too much shit, and then I got to go back and read shit. My brain is going to explode.
She'll start researching it now.
Exactly. I didn't know that. Who was she dipping in the lady pond with, Charlene? That's what I'm going to look it up. Never mind. I'll read up on it. My brain is going to explode. It's like so much stuff in there. But it was a great movie. I'm just hoping that if you have not seen it, you need to watch it. It is on Hulu.
Yeah.
If you have Fire Sticks, you can watch it without paying for the subscription. Eleanor Roosevelt? Well, she looked like a man. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. But she did. She looked rough. I didn't know Eleanor Roosevelt. Was this before Teddy or after Teddy? Do you know, Kim? Was she dipping in the lady pond before Teddy? Just a question. I'll read up on it. I didn't know that. You guys are going to be having me reading. Oh, dear God. I don't sleep now. Anyway.
I know.
Anyway, but Greta Garbo?
Hey, you never know.
Glamorous.
But that just because she was glamorous doesn't mean she liked men all that much.
I know, but you would think she did because she was so ladylike.
Look at Rock Hudson. He was like a
wow. And he was fine.
Lady man, yes. And look at him. I would have never thought he was gay.
He was so fine. Oh my God, he was fine. And then you know what destroyed it for me? And when I found out he was gay is when they had reported him wearing ladies' pantyhose. I was so destroyed. I was so destroyed. Look it up. That's how they started knowing he was gay. He was wearing ladies' pantyhose.
I thought they found out he was gay when he was diagnosed with AIDS.
No, this was before.
Well, yeah.
Because then he was caught with a couple of people. I can't remember who they were. Kim says that Eleanor Roosevelt was dipping. That was before and with when she was with Teddy Roosevelt. Wow. I got to do some reading, Kim. How in the hell you end up smarter than me? And we both didn't do shit. Let's see. It's so many Hollywood. Back in the day, up to today, men and women. I just didn't know.
There are just so many. It's just because when you see that, because I would never thought Queen Latifah.
I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't. Excuse me, and that's only because of her mannerisms. And it didn't make any difference to me. I think she's still pretty. She's still a great actress, great rapper, great singer, great entrepreneur. I wasn't surprised though. And I think it just had to do with me looking at her mannerisms.
I really wasn't. I wasn't shocked, but I was a little surprised because I couldn't envision her being a lesbian.
Why?
It just,
I mean, she was a big girl.
Because I never thought about it like, huh?
She's a big girl. You know, she's tall.
I'm a big girl too. I'm a big girl too.
But she carries herself a lot of ways like a dude.
There is nothing feminine about me.
Huh?
I don't think.
Why you say that? Yeah.
You know, because I don't wear all the little frilly stuff, and only time I really put on makeup is when we're here, or I'm.
But you don't dip in the lady pond.
So, oh hell no.
Okay, so Kim said she always knew that the Queen was gay.
I just never thought about it. I just never thought about her. You know what? And I guess that's just something that never really crossed my mind because I don't know. I just don't pay attention to it.
Yvonne. Stephanie said Queen looks. Yeah, you're so crazy. Stephanie says that the Queen's looks tell that she's gay. But I mean, it's not her looks. I think it's the way she carries herself, though, sis. Because she's always been that tomboyish, kind of just tomboyish, real tomboyish to me. But I really wasn't. I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't.
I guess I am, Stephanie.
Isn't that a great picture, Stephanie? Let me go back. That is a great picture, Stephanie. I love that picture. Wait. I'm trying to go back. You guys keep moving the board. Now it's not going to show up? Really? Anyway. Let's see. Yvonne, give me a break.
What?
Stephanie said that's what she meant. It was the way that she carried herself. Yeah.
There it is. That's right. That is a nice picture, Stephanie. I like that picture.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I like that picture. I like the sweat.
I can't see it that well, but I like it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're down to 10 minutes. I didn't even. This went fast.
And I always go fast when we're having fun.
Right. Stephanie said, can we see? You got to go to Stephanie's page to see.
You do.
There's Stephanie again. Thank you, ladies. You're welcome. So anyway, as we wind down these last 10 minutes, if you could give a sentence about the United States of America or the United States versus Billie Holiday and what it kind of did for you, what would it be?
If I could, because you kind of froze. If I could do it.
If you could give a statement as to what that movie did for you, what would it be?
Well, you know, really, like I was saying earlier about the lynching thing. I mean, I'd heard that it was, you know, I'd heard something to that effect about the lynching law, but it never really resonated in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So that was at the end of the film. And for them to, when they showed her her walking in the woods, and saw these people hanging, and the families crying. I mean, I just wanted to break down and cry because I could feel her pain watching it, and to actually see this up close, the lyrics in her song, it was just that was really mind blowing to see that. It was, and then what all she had to go through just to make a living because of the FBI there with them trying to keep her from just singing that one song, just because they didn't. I mean, people knew that they were what they were doing, bringing her up on drug charges. Come on. So there was a lot. There was really a lot in that movie, and it wasn't just the sex between her and the black FBI man.
I don't know why we can't get away from that.
Girl, that last sex, I just got to say this. That last sex scene where she went and turned her ass up to him.
Back the thing.
Yes.
Anyway, awful.
You know what, Denise? I find that a lot of people, like my mom, for instance, she still harbors a lot of racism too. Because she won't watch those kind of movies, because if she do, they're all kind of.
I know.
Things. Yeah, she 88 years old.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh, so she's like,
yeah,
it is.
Yeah. So Niecy, tell cousin Dot hi. Give her my love. Miss you guys so much. Let's see. Kim says that it showed how racism was back then and continues today.
Yes,
it's very true. It does. That's what it shows. It definitely does. Let's see. Yeah. Wait. You know what? See, you get Charlene riled up. See.
Yes, Charlene.
God. Let's see. Stephanie says, when my mom was alive, she wouldn't watch those movies. Yeah, it's tough because they lived more in that era than we did.
Yes.
A lot of things that were going on back then, they've lived through. They can remember not having, white only sections, or couldn't drink from the same water fountain and stuff like that. I mean, that's the era that they lived in.
And I could not watch Roots, even though, excuse me, it's been a long time ago. I could not. I didn't see the whole episode of Roots. It angered me so bad. Now, I didn't live through that part, but hurt me so bad when just that first, I guess the first.
It was the first. I think it was like that first half of the series.
Yeah,
that was the rough.
I was a mad black woman. And it was, and then that other one that they made after that, I can't remember the name of it. I never did watch that one.
Which one? Amistad?
No, it was.
Amistad was a rough one too.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Amistad was taken from true events, because the only way that they were able to get the true events of that was because whites at that time, during the slave trade, they kept records. Whereas opposed to Roots, those were basically records of story, word of mouth, that were passed down to relatives. The difference is that, you know, we could only take that for human account, not written account. Amistad was written account, and that was taken by those slave ship owners or those who had run the slave trade. So that one's the rough one too. But when we look at Roots, I watched Roots, and I watched things knowing that they're going to piss me off. But it keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me aware of who I am and where I come from. That's what it does for me. So
Well,
I mean, shy away from stuff.
I know who I am. I know where I see how bad our ancestors was treated. It was. I mean, it was. I just couldn't. I couldn't bear to watch it.
But you know what, though, Yvonne? Our ancestors were treated, I mean, shit poor. Shit poor. I can't call it anything other than that. We were treated horribly. But we're treated the same way in a lot of ways today. We just don't, I don't think we really pay attention to the undertones a lot, because it's there. And I pick up on it like radar. And I'm not afraid. And my mother tells me this all the time. Toni, you need to just not be so vocal. You need to be careful on what you say to these folks out there. I've never been that one to cow down. You know, I'm not. I had an incident just, you know, a couple of days ago.
Another one?
And I was telling my boss, and she said, well, I'll take care of it. I said, oh, no. I'll do it. And I mean to. Oh, yeah. I'm going to catch it at the right moment, and I'm going to take care of it, because that's who I am. So I pay attention to undertones, and that's just who I am. And it's not that I'm out here looking for, you know, these racial threats, or I'm not doing that. But I have learned to tune my mind so well that you could hum something and I'm like, is that the nigga song? I'm just saying, that's who I am. That's who I am. And I don't have a problem calling people out on it. Now, will I get loud and vocal and nasty and all that? No, I'm not going to do that unless you take me there. Unless you take me there. Because I don't have a problem with that either. Never have. I'm professional, but I'm hood. I'll take you down home. But we live with a lot of things that I think that our parents have lived with. I think that our ancestors have lived with, probably not to the extent, but it's there. And we just have to pay attention. And so, yeah, but it's okay to call someone on it, but just be prepared for what that repercussion might be. Okay. I'm prepared to go to jail. That's who I am. Because I love being Black, and I'm not going to make an excuse for my color to nobody.
And no one should have to excuse for being anything.
So, you know, that movie, you got to see it, because you'll get a lot out of it. It's just not about Billie Holiday and her music. It's not just about Strange Fruit, the song. It's about a lot of other things that we should pay attention to. That's my thought. That's my thought. Let's see. Definitely. Yes, she will. Yes, I will. I'm prepared to go to jail. That's just the way it is. The lyrics of the ice cream truck blew me away. What lyric to the ice cream truck? Okay, Niecy, help me out. Help me out.
Is that the one they play all
no,
the
I'm
time
not.
for Christmas? All year round?
Huh?
Is that the Christmas?
I don't know. I'm waiting for her to tell me. Google it. Oh, why are you gonna do me like that? I was waiting for you to sing it. It's like,
Hey, Niecy. You could give us a hint.
oh my God. Well, we are at our hour. We're 2 minutes over. It went fast.
It did.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I want you to send up your prayers for Miss Yvonne Baker as she travels, getting on this airplane, making sure that she lands safely to her destination here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll be sending up some prayers for her on that. Niecy said she'll send them to me. Okay. Thank you, cousin.
Well, what about me?
Niecy, send her the songs too, dang it.
Dang, just leave me out.
He always does that. What about me?
Thank you, Jacqueline. Definitely see you guys back here on Wednesday.
Yeah, it should be here Wednesday. So anyway, so I want you guys to come back next week on Wednesday. You know, I'm never prepared to do what I'm supposed to do. I want you to come back next Wednesday. We'll have another great show lined up for you, of course. Follow us on Facebook under Hot Topics Talk Radio. You can catch us here every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 9 o'clock Central. Niecy said, okay. 7 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Make sure that you check out our website by going to hottopictalkradio.com and send us your show ideas. We would love to hear from you. Love your hair, sis. Love that sweatsuit. I want one. I really do. I want to be cute like you. Anyway, so tomorrow night. What's tomorrow night? Thursday. My hair poofed up. That's because I'm in it. So come on back tomorrow night for Truth Brothers TV with Ray Gage and Devon Patrick. Show starts at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 9 Central, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. They got a great show lined up for you tomorrow night. So got to tune in. Anything else we have, Miss Yvonne, or are we done?
Not that I'm aware of, but I will see you guys from Vegas live next week.
In living color. Same bat
always
time.
in living color. Look at that. My hair is red. I'm red. Red lipstick. Oh, just red.
Same bat station. All right, y'all. We love you, and we will see you back here next week. Have a wonderful rest of your week. But tune in to Truth Brothers TV tomorrow night with Ray Gage and Devon Patrick. We will see you back here, right here on Facebook. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Love y'all. Thank you.
Outro.